Celtics Nation Rise recap. I'm Griffin Aldridge,
And I'm Kyle Sullivan.
and your Boston Celtics defeated the New York Knicks for the third time this season with a final score of 105 Knicks to 118 Boston Celtics. Kyle, how we feeling?
It was a great win. Besides that third quarter was kind of rough, but we, the fourth quarter, we bounced back and we fought. I mean, Derek White hit some big threes at the end of the game. Like the
Mhm.
defense definitely ramped it up in the fourth quarter. I mean, overall, it was a great game from all the starters. All our starters had double-digit points. I mean, the thing is that I definitely would like to see the bench step up a little more, but that game we didn't really need it because the starters stepped up and we got the win. I mean, Knicks are a good team. Like Cat and Bridges had no Cat and Brunson had a good game, and honestly, like we squeaked it out, and that was a great win. At the end, we responded very well to the Knicks' big run, and that's what you like to see. Responses is the main thing that I would like to see from this team, and we responded very well.
I think you said it perfectly right there, just responding back. I think the big thing was you saw that third quarter kind of go south. You've seen
Yeah,
that in the last few years that this team
exactly.
has not been a good team in the third quarter.
Hmm.
And you've seen them stressing that. But uh, if you think about it, we've been a better third and fourth quarter team this year. So like one little shakeup doesn't concern me terribly.
Exactly.
It's like, all right, we fell apart in the third, but we picked up the slack back in the fourth. So it's like we picked up kind of what we were doing wrong, and we ultimately came back with a win. So, and you think about it, those 5 points, the Knicks, like realistically, the Celtics gave them. We took two shot clock violations, which I think that was kind of stupid. I was
Hmm.
hoping Tatum would try to go for that triple double, get another opportunity. They kind of screwed him at the end with that, but it's okay. But I'm saying like you would have seen this game being kind of more so like a I don't know. I want to say honestly, instead of a 13 point win, you would have seen it being like a 15 or even
Yes.
even
I
lower.
mean, at the end, I mean, Bridges hit like two threes at the end of the game, which like didn't
Yeah,
really
he had a
matter. So
game too.
you know,
So it's
it
it's
is what it is. Like still a double digit win. Look at it that way. Versus a top three team in the East, it's still a
yeah.
big win. 3-0 this season. It it's looking good. It's looking good. And to be honest, that lead that we blew in like the third quarter when the Knicks cut it to like four, I think that was just like us taking the foot off the gas pedal a little bit and kind of settling.
Yeah.
But also, Cat and Brunson had big third quarters too, and like that's what all stars are going to do. They're going to respond and have big quarters and have big games. And we stuck through it, and we still won. And we still won by 13 points. So it's still not like that we completely like fell over and didn't respond to their run. We fourth quarter we ramped it up and we responded and we won the game. So that's the most important thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think you said perfectly again, once again, Kyle. Um, just their superstars being key assets to that comeback for them.
Exactly.
Obviously, it sucks because we need to go hard on defense all four quarters
Yes.
and keep them kind of how they were. Like
It's
you
definitely with settling and coasting too, for sure. Like the,
nah, I
a
think
reason that we like blew the lead.
yeah, I think we got
I
satisfied.
mean, comfortable. Yeah,
Got
definitely got
satisfied.
pretty comfortable.
But you gotta keep them what you were at. Like the first, you want to get into the quarters, and you'll see
Yeah.
kind of where they were.
Um. The Celtics scored 38 in the first to the Knicks 19.
And
So
that's
great
perfect.
quarter.
That's a quarter that you
That's a
execute on
dominant quarter.
offense.
Yep.
Yeah, you execute it on offense, and defensively, you just went ham. And that's what I love to see from the Boston Celtics.
Pretty even quarter for the second. Celtics scored 26 to the Knicks 24. So pretty even there.
Mhm.
The third quarter is where the Knicks started to turn it around. 39 points for the Knicks to the Celtics 25. So that was when they had the big quarter with Cat, Brunson, and they started hitting some shots like all star players that they were. Because Cat had a rough first half, and he turned around and had a great second half. So that definitely gave the Knicks a little motivation going into the fourth quarter. But then the Celtics responded. Derek White hit two big threes, and then that's where we started to blow it open again. And that's what I like to see out of this team.
Yeah.
And then in the fourth quarter, the Celtics scored 29 to the Knicks 23. So we outscored them in 3 out of 4 quarters.
And that's how you are a championship team, dominating them in
Exactly.
no quarter. Obviously, like we talked about the slip up in the third, but three out of those 4 quarters, you destroyed them. So it's
Hmm.
not, except for the second, I guess, too. Like that was kind of an even one, but you can't worry about that. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
want to say, I think the problem with the Knicks is they lack bench depth. I mean, you look at it, Josh Hart had 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. Cat had 24 points and 18 rebounds. Brunson had 22 points. Bridges kind of started slowing down a little bit, 14 points. Anunoby with 10. But then for your bench, you only had Cameron Payne with 7 points. So it's like
Yeah.
I think that's the thing where they lack. And the Boston Celtics have a great bench. I mean, you had Sam Hauser, who in 9 minutes gave you 6 points and one
Hmm.
rebound and shot
Hmm.
50%. He's electric from the 3 point line. And you had Horford, who gave you 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and shot 66.7. Pritchard didn't need him much today. Like you said, there's no plays surrounded around him. So he shot what he could take, and that three was big for him. Yeah, he only shot 20%, but I think it was that three in the clutch that mattered most. So he
Oh
had
yeah.
points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. You had Cornette, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and shot 75. Then you get into the starters. You had Drew Holiday with 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, and shot 66.7%. I think it was just his defensive presence being felt. I think that's what kind of you could even mention him in Celtics Nation Rise MVP. But then you get into the big heavy hitters. You had Kristaps Porzingis with 15 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks, and shot 40%. Um, Now this is where you get into the Celtics Nation Rise MVP. These three players. Um, we had Jalen Brown, 37 minutes played, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and shot 47.6% from the field goal. I would put him over Tatum. I'm gonna put him over Tatum because I think just he was shooting tonight. This is an old Jalen Brown performance that we like to see. This is Jalen Brown from last year who won Finals MVP. It's not the Jalen Brown that we've been seeing that's been slowing down. It's the
Yeah.
Jalen Brown you want to see every night, giving him
I agree.
points. Yeah,
I agree.
that's just what you want to see from Jalen Brown. Jason Tatum had a great night too. 37 minutes, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, and shot 40%. Great night from Tatum, and I think ultimately on pretty much any other night you would give that Celtics Nation Rise MVP towards Tatum, but we're moving in new directions, and I think Derek White and Jalen Brown were the two top runners for that. You look at Derek White in 37 minutes, he had 19 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, and shot 70%. And I think I'm going to go off first, and I'm going to say I choose Derek White for Celtics Nation Rise MVP because it was just his presence being felt when we needed him most. And I would ultimately give it to Tatum because he started heating up a little more too. But I think you said earlier, those big threes that were needed, that's ultimately what boosted
Hmm.
Celtics back in.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what helped us win the game. That literally helped us ramp up that. I think we had like an 8-0 run in the fourth quarter. Like that, those threes, like he hit the one over Anunoby, which was a really tough shot, and then he hit another one. And I think at near like it was like 5 minute mark, he had like a fadeaway three for like almost by like the wing, the left wing corner, like that spot over there, and like he had like three clutch threes I think in the fourth quarter, and those are big shots. And honestly, like I feel like every fourth quarter he always hits big shots. Derek White, he's a very very clutch player, and like his clutchness is very very underrated. And I honestly think like he's one of those elite like borderline all star players in this league, and
Yeah. It's
he
what
deserves much more respect than he does because he's a very very good player on both sides of the ball. It's crazy his elite shooting and his elite defense. It's just like it makes the perfect basketball player. It really does.
And he said he hasn't been feeling himself recently, and you could see that. He hasn't been the Derek White we've
Yeah.
seen. He stepped it up, and you
Yes.
have players that you inspire like D'Angelo Russell. Sorry, I completely butchered his name for a second. Jamal Murray. You've seen players that
Yeah.
are like, I want to be Derek White. Like if he
People love playing like him. He plays the game the right way, and like he's a winning player. Like I think I saw a stat. I think in every NBA player in the league, he has the most wins or something right now. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
wins a war, wins above.
Yeah, I think wins above replacement or whatever because he did, and the thing is too, he doesn't miss many games. Knock on wood, like he
Yeah,
doesn't miss many games. Like he's always healthy. He's always ready to help the team when needed, and he steps up when we need him to, and that's huge for our team. He's a difference maker in games, and like any contending team would love to have him. And like the fact that we got him for literally basically nothing in what 2021 2022 season is crazy. It really is. Like we got him for literally technically a first round pick in respect to Josh Richardson, but that trade was crazy, and that trade literally helped us turn us into like legit contenders.
yeah. You said perfectly right there. So I'm gonna give it to White tonight. Who are you gonna give it to
Yeah,
White?
Derek White. Yeah.
But it's just he won that game for the Celtics. If you didn't have his presence there tonight, I think the Celtics would have still came out
Oh
victorious,
yeah. Yeah.
but it would have been a lot different game. It would have been a lot closer at the end, and it wouldn't be like that. So I'm gonna give it to Derek White.
And he
Kyle's
almost had a near triple double too. I
almost.
think he had what 7 assists, 9 rebounds.
Yeah, so he was close. Yeah,
Yeah,
Tatum's one assist closer, but it just shows like it's that 70% too, which separates it for me.
it's
Like
his shooting splits too. Yeah, his shooting splits. Yeah,
he was
100%.
seven out of 10 when Jason Tatum was 8 out of 20. Like you gotta look how many shots he's throwing up too. So I'm happy with it.
It's not even that. Just how he played in the fourth quarter. Just
Yeah,
how he played literally in the fourth quarter. Like he had
and
big shots.
yeah,
Big time players hit big time shots.
yeah, it's how it is. So, you guys, thank you guys for watching. I believe the next game is the Raptors, if I'm not wrong,
Yes, on Tuesday.
on Tuesday.
Yes.
So we will give you coverage after that game. We might have a podcast tonight, still trying to figure that out, but we will see you Wednesday for the podcast too. Double action. So thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.